Okay, so we got this paper about the future of AI design.
Ah,
And it's not just about AI like doing the designing, but humans and AI actually like collaborating on it
that's
together.
really interesting stuff.
That's wild.
It
That,
really is. It flips the script on how we think about AI,
yeah.
Instead of it just being a tool, it becomes like a partner in the creative process.
Exactly. And the paper is called Agentic Workflows for Conversational Human AI Interaction Design.
Catchy.
I know, right?
I love it.
It really dives into how we can make this a reality. And it's packed with ideas that had me thinking, why didn't I think of that?
Well, it's tackling some really complex challenges. I mean, think about how we interact with AI now,
Mm.
right? It's
Right.
mostly quick questions and commands,
Yeah.
like set a timer or play this song.
What's the weather?
Exactly.
It's super simple.
But designing something that requires a much deeper, more nuanced level of interaction.
Totally. And the paper points out that there are these two big roadblocks we need to overcome.
Okay.
First, there's ambiguity. We often have these like vague goals in mind, and we
Yeah.
don't always even know what AI is capable of.
It's like walking into a restaurant and you're not sure what kind of food they serve.
Yeah.
Or you know what you want, but you don't know how to say it in their language.
It's like trying to order from a menu in a foreign language when you don't even know what kind of cuisine they serve.
Uh-huh.
It's a
Exactly.
perfect
Yeah.
analogy. And then the second roadblock is this issue of transience.
Okay.
Most of our interactions with AI are very fleeting.
Right.
We ask a question, we get an answer, and then we move on.
In and out,
Yeah, exactly.
quick and easy.
Which is fine for those simple tasks.
Right.
But imagine trying to design like a house through a series of text messages.
Oh my gosh.
It would be chaotic.
It'd be a nightmare.
Design requires that back and forth,
Yeah.
that iteration.
Building on ideas.
Right. So how do we move from these quick interactions to a truly collaborative design process with AI?
Well, that's where this concept of agentic workflows comes in. It's about creating this structured system
Mhm.
where humans and AI agents work together, each playing a specific role.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but I'm also a little lost.
Sure.
What exactly does an agentic workflow look like in practice?
So the paper lays out this three-stage process.
Okay.
First, you have contextualization,
Okay.
where instead of just throwing a prompt at the AI, we give it some background information first.
So it's not just, hey, AI, design me a chair. It's more like, hey, AI, I'm a musician who lives in a tiny apartment and I need a chair that folds up and doubles as a music stand.
Exactly.
Oh.
You're giving the AI context about your needs,
Yeah.
your lifestyle,
Yeah.
even your personality.
Huh.
And the paper goes into detail about how all different types of context can be used,
Like what?
like images, location data, even things like your calendar or your browsing history.
Wow.
They all paint a picture for the AI.
So the AI isn't just starting from a blank canvas.
Right.
It has some clues to work with.
It has a starting point.
What happens now?
Then we move to goal formulation.
Okay.
This is where the AI helps you refine what you actually want to achieve.
Because let's be honest, sometimes we don't even know what we want.
All the time, right?
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, but imagine if the AI could help you articulate those like fuzzy ideas.
Okay.
Let's say you tell the AI, I want to design a garden.
Okay.
That's a pretty broad goal.
Very broad.
An AI using goal formulation might then prompt you with questions like, what kind of plants do you like? How much sunlight does your yard get?
Well, your budget.
Do you want a vegetable garden, a flower garden, or a mix of both?
Right. It's like having a conversation with a really insightful design consultant who helps you clarify your vision.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've given the AI context, we've figured out what we want.
Right.
What's the final step?
The last stage is prompt articulation. And this is where the AI really shines.
Okay.
Based on the context and the goals you've established, the AI helps craft the perfect prompts to get you the results you need.
So it's not just about understanding what I want.
It's about speaking the AI's language.
Exactly.
Hmm.
You might have a brilliant idea in your head, but if you don't know how to express it in a way the AI understands, you're not going to get very far.
It's like needing a translator to communicate with the design genius who only speaks in algorithms.
You got it.
This is blowing my mind.
The paper gives a great example.
Okay.
Imagine you take a picture of your fridge,
Uh-huh.
and the AI suggests a breakfast recipe based on what it sees.
Wait, hold up. That's actually possible.
That's the power of combining context goals and precise prompts.
Wow.
The AI understands you have these ingredients,
Mhm.
it knows you want breakfast, and it knows how to translate all that into a recipe.
Okay, that is seriously cool.
Right.
But let's talk about these AI agents the paper keeps mentioning.
Yes.
They seem to be the key players in this whole agentic workflow thing.
They are, and there are different types of agents, each with its own specialty.
Okay.
For example, there are contextual personas.
Contextual personas.
Oh, yeah.
What exactly are we talking about here?
Yeah. Imagine you're designing a new fitness app.
Okay.
You might have a busy parent persona,
Mm-hmm.
a fitness enthusiast persona, and so on.
Right.
These AI agents would essentially embody those different user types.
Okay.
They'd have access to data about people who fit that profile, their goals, their challenges, their preferences.
So it's like having a team of virtual consultants, each with expertise in a specific area.
Exactly. And they could use that expertise to offer tailored prompts and suggestions based on who you are and what you're trying to achieve.
Okay, this is starting to feel like a real game changer.
It is.
What other kinds of agents are there?
There are also proxy users, and these are even more personalized.
Proxy users,
All
do
right.
they like hack into my accounts and steal my data?
No, nothing quite that nefarious.
Okay.
A proxy user agent is trained on your specific data, your past interactions, your preferences, your design choices.
So it's like having an AI twin who knows my taste better than I do.
In a way, yes.
Hmm.
It can then use that knowledge to offer you hyper-personalized recommendations and suggestions.
Hmm.
It's like having a design partner who can anticipate your needs before you even articulate them.
Okay. That's both fascinating and a little creepy,
I know, right?
but I can see how it could be incredibly powerful in the right hands.
For sure.
And there was one more type of agent, right?
Yes.
The goal refinement agents?
Yes. Those are the ones that help you break down those big, overwhelming goals into smaller, more manageable steps.
Right.
Remember our design a garden example?
Yeah.
A goal refinement agent might suggest starting with a specific area of the garden, choosing a color scheme,
Okay.
or researching different plant types.
It's like having a project manager built into the AI, making sure you don't get lost in the weeds.
Exactly.
Pun intended.
And by combining these different types of agents, contextual personas, proxy users, and goal refinement agents, you create this powerful system for collaborative design.
I have to admit, this is all sounding very impressive.
Yeah,
But I have to ask, and I know our listeners are thinking this too,
sir.
where do we fit into all of this? It seems very AI-driven.
Right.
What's to stop the AI from just taking over and designing things we don't actually want?
That's a great question. And it brings us to one of the most important points the paper emphasizes: human agency.
Okay.
These agentic workflows aren't about surrendering control to the AI. They're about leveraging its power while maintaining our own creative vision.
So it's a collaboration, not a dictatorship.
Precisely. We're the ones setting the goals, providing feedback, and ultimately making the decisions.
Okay.
The AI is there to assist us, to augment our abilities, not replace them.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a partnership with each side bringing its own strengths to the table.
Totally.
But the paper does mention some potential pitfalls, right?
That is
Things we need to be mindful of as we venture into this brave new world of AI-assisted design.
for sure.
What are they?
Well, one of the biggest cautions is to avoid overwhelming the AI with too much context.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought more context is always better.
You would think so, right?
Yeah. What's the problem with giving the AI as much information as possible?
Well, it's like giving someone a 1,000-page instruction manual for a simple task.
Oh, gosh.
Too much information can be paralyzing.
Yeah.
The AI might get bogged down in irrelevant details and lose sight of the big picture.
So it's about finding that sweet spot.
Right.
Giving the AI enough context to be helpful, but not so much that it becomes a hindrance.
Exactly. And that's something the researchers explored in their own research.
Okay.
They actually created a design probe, an AI chat web app, to test out these agentic workflows in the real world.
Oh, that's interesting. So they didn't just theorize about this, they actually put it into practice.
It did.
What did they find?
Well, it wasn't all smooth sailing.
Huh.
The first version of the probe relied heavily on visual context, and it turned out to be a bit too limiting.
Too limiting in what way?
Well, they realized that people's design goals are far more complex and nuanced than a single image can convey.
Okay.
You might show the AI a picture of a beautiful living room.
Right.
But are you looking for furniture recommendations, color palette inspiration, or just general design ideas?
It's like showing someone a photo of a beach and expecting them to know if you want to go surfing, build a sandcastle, or just sit and watch the sunset.
Exactly. So they had to go back to the drawing board and come up with more flexible ways to gather context and refine goals.
And that's where things got really interesting.
They realized that relying solely on visuals was like trying to write a novel with only adjectives. It's descriptive, but it doesn't tell the whole story.
You need the verbs, the nouns, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
So how did they make the system more flexible?
They started by expanding the types of context users could provide instead of just a picture. Imagine uploading a mood board, a voice recording explaining your vision, or even links to websites that inspire you.
So more like giving the AI a full sensory experience of your idea, not just a snapshot.
Exactly. And they didn't stop there. They realized that people needed a way to clarify their goals before even getting to the prompts.
So instead of just saying, hey, AI, make me something amazing, you could first have a conversation about what amazing actually means in this context.
Precisely, they added a step where you could literally say things like, my main goal is to create a logo that feels modern and playful, but also trustworthy.
It's like giving the AI a creative brief almost like you would with a human designer.
And speaking of human designers, that's where things get even more interesting. In one of the later versions, they introduced a feature called the interactive proxy user, designed specifically for the folks on the design side.
Okay, now I'm really curious, what is an interactive proxy user and what makes it so special?
Imagine being able to have a back and forth conversation with an AI that has absorbed all the data and feedback from a specific user.
So instead of just looking at charts and graphs, you can actually talk to an AI that embodies that user's experience.
Yeah, you can imagine asking the AI what frustrated this user the most in the previous design, or what features did they really love.
Wow, it's like having a direct line to the user's thoughts and feelings that could be incredibly valuable for understanding user needs.
And because it's a conversation, you can ask follow-up questions, dig deeper into specific issues, and really get a nuanced understanding of what makes that user tick.
I can see how this could be a game changer for designers, but what about us, the end users? How might all this research actually change our everyday experiences with AI?
Think about it. How often do you feel like you're struggling to communicate your needs to AI? Like you have this amazing idea in your head, but you just can't get the AI to understand it.
Oh, all the time. It's like trying to explain a dream to someone who's never slept.
Exactly. But with these agentic workflows, that frustration could become a thing of the past. Imagine interacting with AI that truly gets you, that understands your context, and helps you articulate your vision in a way that leads to amazing results.
It's like having a mind-reading design partner who can not only understand your ideas, but also translate them into reality.
And the exciting thing is, this isn't just limited to digital design. The researchers believe these principles could be applied to all sorts of design challenges, from architecture to product design to urban planning.
So everything from designing a more intuitive coffee maker to planning a more sustainable city could benefit from this kind of human AI collaboration.
Absolutely. It's about using AI to amplify human creativity, not replace it.
I love that it's not about humans versus machines. It's about humans and machines working together to create something better than either could achieve alone.
The paper really highlights that this kind of partnership could lead to more personalized experiences, more creative solutions, and a more human-centered approach to design across the board.
That's an exciting vision of the future, but I'm curious, did the researchers come across any potential downsides or challenges we need to be aware of?
They did caution against going overboard with contextualization. Remember how we talk about giving the AI too much information?
Right, like drowning it in details, but isn't more context always better?
Not necessarily. Imagine you're designing a website and you give the AI access to your entire browsing history. It might pick up on irrelevant details or misinterpret your intentions.
So instead of focusing on the sleek and professional website you want for your business, it starts suggesting designs based on your late-night online shopping sprees.
Exactly. The key takeaway is to be strategic about the context you share and make sure it's truly relevant to your design goals. You want the AI to be a helpful guide, not an overbearing backseat driver.
That's a great analogy. So it's all about finding that balance, leveraging the power of AI while maintaining control over our own creative vision.
And that's a theme that runs throughout the paper, the importance of human agency in the design process. We're not just passive recipients of AI-generated suggestions. We're active participants shaping the outcomes and ensuring they align with our values and goals.
I like that it's a reminder that even in a world of increasingly sophisticated AI, human creativity and ingenuity are still essential.
Absolutely. These agentic workflows aren't about replacing human designers. They're about empowering them with new tools and possibility.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty inspired right now. It sounds like the future of design is going to be a pretty wild ride.
It certainly is, and the best part is we're all part of shaping that future.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling super inspired. Like, I want to go design something right now.
Yeah, me too.
But before we all run off to design the future with our AI sidekicks,
Ah.
let's remember that this whole conversation was sparked by that awesome paper you sent us.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's called Agentic Workflows for Conversational Human AI Interaction Design.
Yep.
We'll make sure to link it in the show notes so everyone can check it out.
It's a good one.
It really is.
Definitely a must-read for anyone who wants to,
Yeah,
really wrap their head around this whole idea
totally.
of AI and design as partners.
So to wrap things up, I have one final thought-provoking question for everyone listening.
Okay, sure.
If you could design your own, dream AI design partner, what would it be like? What kind of context would you want to share with it?
Yeah.
And how would you want it to help you articulate your goals?
Think about a design challenge you're facing right now, or maybe a dream project you've always wanted to tackle, but it just seemed too overwhelming or complicated.
Right.
How could having an AI partner by your side help you overcome those obstacles?
Generate new ideas, maybe.
Yeah. Or maybe even just make the design process itself more fun and engaging.
Right, because at the end of the day, design should be enjoyable.
Should be.
It shouldn't feel like a chore.
It's about creativity.
Yeah.
It's about problem solving. It's about bringing something new into the world.
Exactly, and it's about embracing those, aha moments.
Those sparks of inspiration.
Yeah, those are the best.
The best.
Well, that's it for our deep dive today.
It went by so fast.
I know, right? Time flies when you're having fun designing the future.
That's for sure.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and until next time, keep those creative sparks flying.
Yeah.